Hey, what's up? Welcome to the BPO Breakroom podcast. Ang ultimate tambayan ng lahat ng nasa BPO world, whether you're on-site, work from home, or somewhere in between.
Ako si Kay,
And I'm Jae.
here to bring you BPO Life Unplugged. Laugh, learn, and level up.
Dito sa the BPO Breakroom, we are keeping it real. We share real stories and real talk. This is your go-to spot to recharge, connect, and level up.
Whether you're new to the industry or a seasoned pro, meron kami relatable stories, good vibes, at syempre, mga tips to help you thrive in this exciting, sometimes chaotic industry.
Grab your coffee and mag-stretch ng konti.
And join us as we dive into our topic for today. Ready na kayo? Tara, let's go!
Welcome back to the BPO Breakroom podcast. My name is Jae. Good morning to everybody. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. I actually started my morning right today. Right kasi ang tagal nang hindi nito na nangyayari lately sa daming project, no? But anyway, I'm really happy to know that we're on episode 3. How about you, Jay?
Yes, kahapon, episode 2, nung isang araw, episode 1. Ano kayang next? Episode 4 kaya?
Well, that's for the listeners to find out, no? We have so many surprises for you guys.
Tama. What did you do this morning?
This morning, I woke up with a complete sleep of 8 hours. I'm so proud. Rest day. And then, I cooked pancake. And nandito nga si mama ngayon eh. So, we ate pancake with my mom and my partner. So, ayun. And bihira na lang siya mangyari. And I'm just so happy kasi paminsan-minsan, you know, we really need to connect with the people that we love no matter how busy they are.
Agree.
Diba, Jay?
Are you a pancake girl or... Kasi ako, I asked because I ate pancake don't get me wrong. Pero mas preferred ko ang hardcore carbs like kanin, right, in the morning.
Mm-hmm. I see. I would say I am a pancake person kasi lagi kami may stock. And go-to breakfast talaga namin siya. Kasi madali lang siya i-prepare. Oo. But I'm not the kind of pancake person naman na would love to top it with a lot of sweets. Of course, there would always be syrup, no?
Anong partner mo sa kanya?
It's either sugar syrup or honey. Pero most of the time, like siguro I would say 50% would be eggs and bacon.
Eggs and bacon. Okay. So parang ano siya, parang si pancake ang iyong kanin, tama?
Correct. Sana nagsaing na lang, no?
Ako I tried it before, no? Yung partnering pancake with, I think, burger patty, no? Sa isang fast food chain. And bacon and whatnot. Pero hindi ako fan nun. Mas fan ako na, I think yung pancake deserves to be partnered with something sweet as well. Like chocolate syrup, sugar syrup, or maple syrup, yung mga ganun. Pero hindi ako fan nung bacon or whatever salty food to partner with pancake.
I totally relate to that. Kasi naman, I am also a fan of sweets. Kaya lang, parang mas pabor sa taste buds ko yung may savor taste. Alam mo yun? Yung savory taste na it's not just all about sweets, pero minsan nababalance din siya ng a little bit saltiness, yung mga ganon.
Kung gusto mo lang ng savory food, pwede mo i-partneran ng hindi mo partneran ng pancake ng sebo. Sebo straight from the kawali.
Sebo, no? Tapos inom ka pa ng malamig. Sige. Ay, nako. Pero kasi 'di ba, kahit nga pag nagbe-bake ka ng cakes may kasama siyang ingredients na salt. Do you know?
Is it because yung small amount of salt would magnify or amplify yung level of sweetness niya?
Oo, actually correct. Cannot remember exactly kung ano yung specific term na ginagamit nila doon. Pero yes, parang nag-kick off yung chocolate taste or any sweetness kapag may konting salt. Hindi naman siya yung salt na let's say pag nag-asin ka sa halimbawa sa tinola, ganun karami.
Kalahating kilo ng asin ganun.
Paalat ng paalat no?
Hindi. Magawa ka ng teka pero pati isang halo.
At least may sinigang flavor. It's always a pinch of salt lang. Minsan nga 1/8 teaspoon o diba sobrang konti. Pero it makes difference.
Compared sa wala, no? I haven't tried a cake knowingly na may salt ba siya or wala, parang ganun. So probably I need to try both na eto may salt o yung kabila wala, parang I would know that.
I know, there would be none. Kasi lahat talaga ng pag nagbe-bake, may part talaga siya ng recipe. Hindi lang halata. But it amplifies the sweetness.
Well, for today's episode, our topic K is the hot topic from Indeed.com.
BPO Breakroom podcast presents Hot Topic. Hot Topic.
Alright, so the hot topic today is from Indeed.com. According to them, your work environment may be one of the primary considerations when choosing a career or workplace. Depending on the work structure and locations, you may work remotely or a physical location operated by a company. Understanding how your work environment affects your productivity can help you choose a suitable option that benefits both of you and your employer. So our hottest topic for today is called the battle between work from home versus working on-site.
Hot topic na hot topic talaga, no? Grabe naman yung paalmusal mo, Jane.
Diba? Ano to, wala tong asin ha. Pero since day one when I started the BPO industry, on-site na ako. For so many years, on-site na ako. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed working on-site. I enjoyed the connection I'm able to build on a face-to-face setup. Like, meeting new people, going out after your shift, grabbing a couple of drinks, or, going to different restaurants to have breakfast after shift. Those are the most enjoyable moments I get to experience working on-site. But right now, siguro it comes with the age na rin, I prefer a more peaceful environment.
Correct.
Kaya mas preferred ko na ngayon ang working from home. Ikaw, okay, which side are you on?
I would say work from home. Pero, then again, I love the 5 months experience in the BPO space. Di ba nabanggit ko naman na sa'yo, di ba? Very minimal lang naman experience ko sa BPO. But, it was very worthwhile. I was able to, meet a very good friends, I would say. I don't know, kasi before, nabanggit ko na sa sa'yo before, and probably in our first and second episode, lahat ng kapatid ko talaga nag-BPO. And I've heard a lot of negative things. And gratefully talaga, hindi ko siya na-experience. Siguro because I landed to the right group of people. Or siguro kasi 2024 na, and a lot of people are becoming open-minded na. It has something to do siguro with, ng panahon.
Sa edad lang yan, Dayo.
Ay, sa edad lang ba yun?
Oo.
But what about you, Jay? Kasi, di ba, although we prefer work from home, of course, there would be like pros and cons naman, di ba, working on-site. And a lot of people would really love, to replace it with work from home opportunity. What can you tell, let's say, syempre, di ba, nakikinig sila ngayon, di ba? What's that one thing that you can share that would help them, persevere?
Work from home?
So, work on-site.
Work on-site. I think it boils down to your preference pa rin talaga at the end of the day. There are, para magkaroon ng liwanag, let's try to weigh siguro the pros and cons.
Correct.
In work from home setup and working on-site.
Correct.
One of the advantages that I can think of in terms of working from home is your flexibility in your work hours and reduce commuting stress. Most especially sa Pilipinas, dahil sa Manila. I remember commuting from Pasig to Makati, it would take me more than 1 hour.
Nako, hello traffic talaga.
Pasig, tatid ng Rotonda, and then C5, abutin ka ng Siyam-Siyam dyan, and then EDSA, dahil wala na, right? So, yung ganong klaseng stress is wala na sa work from home, definitely.
Sinabi mo pa, but what about the cons naman ng work from home? Kasi 'di ba, madalas naririnig natin sa mga nag-venture into freelance industry, talagang hindi naman sa pag-ano pero kasi majority of the time, what I hear are the sugar-coated stories na. Alam mo yun? But let's be realistic din naman. And a lot of listeners would like to hear this talaga. Kasi syempre, lahat gusto ng work from home. But we have to be realistic sometimes. But because what if hindi siya applicable sa lifestyle niya? What if hindi pala yun para sa kanya, di ba? So, what do you think are the cons naman sa work from home? Kasi it's not just sunshines and rainbows eh.
Most of the people I talk to, they said that they love working from home because may work-life balance dito, blah, blah, blah. For me, ang work-life balance it's not linear. When I say it's not linear, hindi siya yung parang, for most people, because there are people na sa kanila, ang work-life balance is after work, they can do whatever they want, right? But there are people, majority of the people that I talk to, they said that work-life balance is 2 hours work, and then 30 minutes watch on Netflix, and then work ulit, and then 1 hour mag-gym. Yung gano'n, they are putting these personal errands and personal activities activities in between their working hours, and they can only do that working from home, right? However, to answer your question, one of the challenges working from home, since the struggle is real talaga, most especially if you're isolated in a room, right? It's going to really affect your mental health.
I think I can agree to that. Recently lang na-experience ko yan. But let's hear it. Apart from that, why do you think that it would really affect your mental health?
The thing about mental health is that what's very important is you have this form of outlet or platform where you can express your emotion. Kaya kasi compared sa working on site, for example, you just got out of a very stressful call from a customer or from a client, right? Right after that call, kalabatin mo lang yung katabi mo, you can already express your you can already rant for you to release yung negative emotions. While working from home is, magsasabi, well, you are just contained in one room, right? You can make kwento to your family, like to your husband or to your wife or to your parents or friends or whatever, right? But can they relate really, right? So I think in terms of you maintaining your mental health in this specific scenario is you need to be able to have an outlet and someone who can relate to what you're talking about, and that's really really challenging, most especially in the world of the work from home people.
Correct. I think we can all agree naman to that, diba? Lalo na sa mga nakikinig ngayon. And there will always be like a blurred boundaries between work and personal life. Kasi minsan, porket naka-work from home ka, sige, OT lang, hindi naman nakakapagod kasi nasa bahay lang naman. Pero unti-unti na-burnout ka nang hindi mo na mapalayan.
True. Yung burnout na yon is because of this suppressed feelings and emotions na hindi mo malabas because wala kang outlet.
Exactly. Teka lang, ako ba to?
Nabasa mo yun.
Hindi ko ba sinabi? Charing. Pero kasi diba, totoo naman. And malamang dyan, maraming mga OT grabber dyan. Kaway-kaway sa mga nakikinig ngayon, no?
Perang-pera dyan, come on.
Kaya yan, huwag magpapaka-burnout, sabi nga ni Mama.
I think it's worth mentioning as well, Kay, na even though sa work from home is makakatipid tayo, right? Kasi nga, hindi ka na hindi ka na hindi lang siguro energy or pagod mo yung matitipid mo. You can also save money because hindi ka na magbabayad ng jeep or transportation fees, right? Tipid sa gas, right? And as well as pananamit, Day.
Ay, oo naman, girl.
Real talk tayo dito. Onsite pa tayo, Day, di ba? We want to make sure na yung presentable tayo, and ako talaga personally, I want to make sure na every 2 weeks or at least every month, I have new clothes to wear to office. Ikaw ba?
Oo, correct ka dyan. Tsaka meron pa yung mga no-ligo days, di ba? Aminin. Siyempre, isa na ako.
Pagising, no? Lagi na agad.
Oo, may mga ganong moment eh. Pero syempre, di ba, it's not something that we must tolerate in ourselves kasi napaka-unproductive din yan pagtagal. Naranasan ko yan nung bago-bago pa ako sa freelance pero ayoko na. It's not just because I can do it. Anytime naman, pwede ko siyang gawin. No? Pero kasi parang lagi ka na bombard. Alam mo yun? Hindi ka mentally prepared kung ano yung nakaabang sa'yo sa work. Na parang, boom, eto na yung mga gagawin mo. Parang hindi siya maganda. Kaya maganda pa rin yung may, preparedness ka pa rin ahead of time. Kaya naman at least 30 minutes, girl, di ba?
Oo. Ako, nung nag-start ako mag-work from home, tinatrato ko pa rin siya na parang on-site. What I mean by that is, I wake up, I have breakfast or dinner since panggabi ako, right? And then I make ligo, and then after ligo, of course magdadamit ako. Ang damit ko naman is pambahay lang. But yung routine ko is still like going on-site. Like kain, ligo, and then go to work. Parang
exactly. Hindi kasi healthy yung masanay ka sa mga bad practices, diba? You also have to take it like a serious job whenever that you're working on-site. Yun kasi yung nakakalimutan ng karamihan nowadays, and ang dami nasasayang na opportunity, alam mo yun.
One of the cons that I can think of as well is, probably I can say this with a question, can the Philippines sustain the work from home setup because of the internet connectivity reliability?
Nako, ayan na. Kamusta ang internet nating lahat dyan?
Kasi there are people that I know, meron 2-3 backup internet line because yung kanilang initial internet provider is lagging down, mabagal, and whatnot. So they had no choice but to get another backup, and kailangan pa nilang kumuha ng backup. For that backup, it doesn't make sense for you to have 3 or 4 backup, right? Because your initial provider could not even give you a better service.
Oo, correct. Tsaka yung mga backup pa na yan na nagre-require sa'yo na mag-monthly pay ka, magasto siya, hindi siya practical. Kaya nga, di ba, no matter how good the work from home is, what if that is not applicable according to the person's lifestyle, or it's not applicable to when it comes to their budgeting talaga?
parang ano ka rin din, parang yung tinipid mo sa gas at saka sa pag-commute, binigay mo na rin sa sa mga internet provider company, di ba?
Correct. That's the hard news.
Ending, hindi ka rin nakatipid.
Oh,
Diba?
napagastos
Kaya
ko pa.
to all our listeners out there, please drop in a comment section below ano ang ISP ninyo and pakirate yung ISP ninyo, 10 being the highest and 1 being itapon nyo na yan. Right? So, ako ang aking ISP is nagsisimula sa letter C.
Ay.
Siguro rate ko sa mga 6 or 7 because lately hindi na siya masyadong nagda-down pero may mga moments, most especially during the night, na bumabagal yung internet.
Ay, oh. Ako, it starts with a G. And,
G? GLDT?
It's a tie, char. Hindi, actually, depende daw yan sa location. And I just know about this because my partner used to work in, that type of company. I found out na magmamatter pala talaga yung location. So, it's really important. Let's say, halimbawa, nag-move out ka, you move into another place, and then you have to conduct a survey na ano po yung mga internet nyo, ganito, ganyan, stable ba, ganito, ganyan. Kasi you have to know. Kasi, like, katulad dito sa lugar namin, napakahina ni P. Napakahina talaga. Like, weeks on weeks talaga nawawala siya.
Hina ang P dyan. P
Pero
ako
si
dati
G-
dyan eh.
Hmm?
And then nag-give up na ako na, ay, bahala kayo dyan. So, tinakbahan ko si P.
Sinabol ka ba?
Sinabol ako, pero baka kayo huli ko. Now, let's talk about the pros and cons naman of working on site.
Yan.
Right. So, I know, Kay, you've had a taste of working on site for a very short period of time. Can you share naman, ano yung mga nagustuhan mo, yung mga hindi mo nagustuhan when you were working on site?
Oh, eto na nga. What I love working on site, I will be really speaking from that experience. So, kasi 5 months na nga lang, hindi ko pa i-share. No? Pagdadamot pa. What I loved about it is that it broke the myth about the idea of working at BPO space. Kasi before, syempre, yung mga kapatid ko nga, like what I've mentioned in first or second episode that we had, na mga kuya ko nagtrabaho sa BPO and I've heard a lot of negative stuff. And syempre, parang nung una pa lang na parang, uy, malapit na first day ko, I got anxious to be honest. Kasi what if there would be people who would put me down? What if there would be people who would, put out a lot of issues about me? Alam mo yun? May mga ganun akong feeling. So, medyo awkward no first day. But then again, during the training, masaya naman siya. And grabe yung training pala, no? Kapag sa BPO, matagal. I've never experienced that. Sa sobrang tagal naman, nung pagpunta mo naman sa sa production, limot mo na majority. Pero doon ko natutunan na talagang halos lahat, like 80%, mas matututunan mo doon kapag nag-start ka ng mag-calls.
Yes. Actually, in training is 20% lang naman of what you will learn about your job. The 80% of it is really through the actual production na talaga.
Correct. Tsaka ang maganda pa doon, yung what I love, working in a BPO space before for only a short time. I got to meet a lot of good friends. Ewan ko nga. Oo, hindi sila toxic at all. Until now, nag-meet kami. Ganun yung samahan namin ng specific team na yun. Siguro talagang sinwerte ako kasi napunta ako sa very good set of people.
Yun yung nakakamiss sa onsite, you meeting strangers.
Correct.
Face-to-face and being able to form level of bond with them, and then eventually, even though you guys are separated na from your employers, you still continue that communication and you still see each other from time to time. No?
Patwitams pa nga ako nung first day of training, pero nung nandun na sa production, ako pa yung pinakamaingay.
Naranasan mo before na na after shift, you and your team or your circle of friends, no, you would go have breakfast or iinom kayo every Saturday after shift?
Seldom for me kasi I am a believer of creating a clear boundaries. Pero nakikipag-ano pa rin naman ako, halubilo, oo. I don't know kasi parang from the beginning when I started talaga, sabi ko sa sarili ko, I have to set clear boundaries. Kasi nga, ang dami ko, hindi ko man siya na-experience before, but I've heard a lot of negative stuff, right? So, I came prepared pa rin naman despite the anxiousness. So, doon pa lang nakapag-set na ng boundaries, pero I still have to make sure na makihalo-bilo pa rin. Kasi 'di ba, minsan nakakalimutan na ng mga tao sa pagsiset nila ng boundaries, hindi nila namamalaya, nagiging toxic na.
Correct.
Boundaries can be toxic too, no? Like isolating yourself to people. So, pinagbibigyan ko naman sila. Like, halimbawa, breakfast sa ganito, ganyan. Okay lang, o di kaya iinom sila, pero ako, doon lang ako, ladies drink.
Pero siguro, if naabutan mo yung mga call center era before, we're in like after shift, like every after shift, like every day, we would really go out. We would have breakfast at karinderya man lang yan or fast food chain. We would really do that. And then every Saturday morning, that's Friday shift now, we would make inom sa Eastwood or sa Makati and somewhere. So, yun yung na-miss ko. Miss ko yung something fishy sa Eastwood. Have you heard of something?
Hindi. Ano yun?
Something fishy is siya, parang eat all you can na breakfast sa Eastwood before. Sobrang mura niya. Sobrang mura niya talaga. Pero mga lang siya before, mga wala pang 200 yata. Pero ang dami ng food talaga. As in, mag-out kami ng mga 7 o'clock in the morning. We would go straight to Eastwood. So we would get there around 8 o'clock, 8-ish, right? And we would stay there until 12 or 1 p.m.
Uy, really?
As in sulit na sulit talaga yung bayad namin. As in, babalik-balik kami.
Bukay ba kaya yun?
Ay, parang hindi na siya po.
Sayang no. Ang daming nga mga good experience din naman na narinig ko sa iba. Kaya lang yun nga, parang siguro majority lang talaga na narinig ko before our negative stuff. And syempre, alam mo naman how social media nowadays, di ba? So, there would be a lot of rants. Syempre, alam natin yung group na yan na nababasahan natin ng mga stories.
Correct.
But,
One con siguro na you can share that you didn't like.
Siguro one con would be the health risk, lalo na sa crowded spaces. Nako, akala ko talaga mawawalan ako ng trabaho kasi during the training, ang tagal kong nawala. Hindi pa tayo endorse for OJT, talagang nagkasakit na. Kasi nung pumasok ako noon, pa-Christmas season na. Syempre, flu season din yan. Ewan ko. Pero, grabe yung kaba ko noon kasi sabi ko, ito na nga lang yung trabaho ko ulit after ko mawalan ng trabaho. First time, nakaapak na ako ng BPO talaga. Tapos matatanggal pa ako just because of this. Yung pala, hindi naman pala sila ganun. So long as may medical certificate ka, valid din naman na talaga. Kasi naman, before naman ako mag-absent, no, talagang doon ako nagkasakit sa production. Alam mo naman, grabe naman invalidate nila yun.
One thing lang, siguro I can relate to what you said. One thing that I really despise about working on-site is the fact na kahit bumabagyo, kahit lumilindol, kahit baha sa lahat ng main roads in Manila, is the companies are still going to require you to report on-site.
I would love to hear about that kasi I read a lot of stories on social media about it.
One story is I was already parang heading this sales program before, and hindi naman siya bagyo, no? It's pandemic. Remember, di ba nagka-pandemic tayo, and then nagkaroon na ng vaccine, and then after a year, after I think a little over a year, nagkaroon na naman siya ng influx of cases, hindi ba? So, nag-propose ako na, hey, can we, send our people home and then, do the work from home, whatever, because yun ang ginawa during the pandemic, nag-work from home, right? And then now, naging okay na, pinabalik on-site, pero nagkaroon na naman ng surge, I requested that, no daw. So ngayon, lahat ng mga agents na pumasok, then nagkasakit.
Ay, nako! Yan ang nga ba sinasabi ko?
Nagka-COVID. I'm one of them. Kasi yung office ko, in front of my office, yung door, pag lumabas ka doon, nandun na yung agent. Meron ng agent doon. Isang bay na yun. Yung agent na nasa harapan ng pintuan ng office, ang patient zero namin. Like, imagine.
Diyos mio.
So that's one of the things that I really am not a fan of working on site. Yung during these critical situations we're in, napuput na yung health or yung well-being ng mga employees at risk, and we are still requiring them to report on site. That's a big no-no for me. I really hate that kind of setup.
Same. Parang parehas tayo. Kasi for me it would always be best to lead your people the way that you are, relating to them. That's the best connection that you can ever build with your people. Mukhang whatever we choose talaga ay may mga drawbacks. So, how do we deal with these challenges?
Resign kayo? Charot lang.
Papilagot?
For working from home muna tayo, no? Siguro, one of the challenges there is yung maintaining a healthy mental well-being, that you really need to have an outlet or this form of platform wherein you can express your emotions that you have had during your shift. Because again, it's not every day that you were going to have a perfect shift wherein everything was doing well, everything was so perfect, right?
Okay.
One day, or probably a couple of days, probably the entire week, you will encounter that in your work. That's going to be a very stressful week, right? And you really need to make sure that you have a form of outlet. And this outlet could be a form of, you talking to a friend, or listening to our podcast, or joining us as a guest here in our podcast, just to make sure that you're able to express and hindi na suppress yung feelings, because once you suppress it, it will lead to burnout, and you're going to have a very, very difficult mental struggles later on.
Correct. This I support. And napakahalaga din talaga na magkaroon ka ng good routine. it would it would keep you going, di ba? Kaya nga, recently lang talaga, when I got tasked to do some interviews, talaga ang lagi kong tanong sa applicant before we wrap up the meeting is that, how do you keep yourself motivated? Napakahalaga niyan nowadays, girl. Kasi karamihan ng tao kapag nasa bahay ka, tulog kasama mo. Sabihin na natin hindi na nga sila makarelate, tapos wala ka pang makausap just because you're alone at night. Ikaw lang yung may ilaw. Di ba?
Kaya, when that scenario comes, wala kang makausap, tulog yung mga kasama mo sa bahay, and you wanted, someone who can relate to you, puntahan yung podcast namin. Because we can join you in that journey, no?
Yes.
Tama?
Exactly.
Ganon, mag-plug.
Diba?
For on-site setup naman, ang tip ko lang dyan really is, again, we have to accept the reality, that not everyone have the capacity to work from home.
Correct.
One top reason dyan is because wala silang space to position their workstation, or medyo siguro maingay yung kanilang environment, puro aso or puro sa tabi ng daan, or siguro they have a big household na parang everyday mayroong big video na hindi siya talaga sustainable to work from home, right? So, mag-office kayo. So, one tip lang is really get as much rest as you can because you're going to have a long commute. It's not going to get better because of the situation of the traffic in Manila. It's gonna get worse in the next coming years. So, get as much rest as you can, right? Hindi na siya before. We're in, before, like what I shared earlier, after shift, you would go out, we have breakfast, blah, blah, blah. Hindi na siya achievable ngayon because of the traffic. Instead of you going out with your friends or with your teammates every day, i-rest mo na lang yan, right?
Oo naman, totoo yan. At lalo na, mag-save ka talaga and always have like a security blanket. Kasi everyday, syempre nasa labas ka, mapapagastos ka talaga. Bakit? Every time ba, pag-uwi mo, galing ka sa commute, may enough time ka pa matulog. Syempre, itutulog mo na yan at pag-gising mo, maliligo ka na lang at papasok, hindi ka na makakapagluto ng baon mo. Diba? Ay, sorry. Hindi kasi yung medyo na-experience ko before. Although malapit lang naman siya, pero kasi parang in the long run, tamad na magluto. Ay, bumili na lang sa labas, bakit pa ako nag-abala?
Meron ako friend before, no? So, kami nasa Mega Mall, or tigas pa yung office namin before. And taga-Bulacan siya. Right? So, ang routine namin everyday is pag-uwian na, right? We would wait for the bus with her until makasakay siya. Pagkasakay niya, na naman ako sa parking to drive back home. Right? Ganun yung routine namin. So, yeah. And then, taga-Bulacan siya, no? Sa bahay na ako, and then natulog ko, naka-idlip na ako, no? Ng mga a couple of hours. And then, siguro 12 noon na, nagising ako, and then medyo nagutom ako. And then, naka-receive ako ng text sa kanya. Sabi niya sa akin, Jae, bakit? Guess what? Bakit nga? Nasa Makati ako. Bakit Makati? Nakatulog ako, day. Pagising ko nasa Makati na. Naka-round trip na siya, day. Pumunta siya ng Bulacan, hindi ba? So, hindi siya binaba. Kasi naka-orlogs nga siya. Inikot siya papalik sa Makati.
Akala ko sa airplane lang may round trip.
Oo, gano'n. Sabi ko sa kanya, enjoy the ride. Sleep pa more. Aircon naman yun eh. So, yun.
Sa katulog siya, no?
Oo nga. So,
at nakapasok na siya agad.
Rest din kasi, right? So, pag naman yung over ma-rest na, nakaka-round trip ka na. There. I really like our topic today, Kay, because these are really good talking points. My final thoughts lang siguro on this hot topic today. It's clear that both setups have their ups and downs, and it's really about finding the right balance. When I say finding the right balance, number one is, ano ba talaga ang preference mo? Ano ba ang capacity mo in terms of working setup? If you have the capacity to work from home, you have a good and stable internet, you have a backup internet that can support your first provider in case they mess up your connection, right? And then you have a quiet place in your room na you can really get isolated and you're gonna be able to be productive without having a problem with your employer. Go ahead, right? Just make sure lang that you are also finding time in terms of having an outlet or a platform where you can release that suppressed emotions or stressed moments from your work.
And I believe hybrid is the future talaga. There's no denying it, there's no dodging it, and we'll likely see more of that in the call center industry. And regardless kasi talaga if you're working at home, on-site, you must always have to learn, setting up a clear work boundaries. Lalo na kasi kapag work at home ka, may access ka sa office resources. And how much more kapag nasa on-site ka, na laging mayayaan, diba? And nakaka-burnout din yun kahit sabihin mong masaya silang kasama, but are you really having enough rest? Well, to those who are listening to us, of course, we want to hear from you. So So what do you think is the future of work setup in the call center industry in the Philippines? So we'd love to hear from you. So drop your thoughts in the comment section below, right, Jay?
Agree. Let's interact on our social media account. We'll be releasing our very own exclusive Discord group. And for those who are exploring opportunities in the BPO industry, whether work from home or work on site, or simply looking for a virtual tambayan, check our Discord link on our bio. So abangan nyo po yan very, very soon. And thanks for joining us and stay tuned for the next episode.
Bye everyone! Kita-kits on our next episode!
And that wraps up another episode of the BPO Breakroom. Salamat sa pagsama sa amin today.
We hope you enjoyed the kwentuhan and learned something new. Don't forget, laugh, learn, and level up.
And follow us on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok for exciting updates, tips, and more chikahan.
Give us a thumbs up and share this with your workmates. Baka ito na ang break time inspiration nila. Until next time, stay awesome, stay productive, and always take time to recharge. Kita-kits ulit dito sa The BPO Breakroom.